Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you a general reading. This is going to be one of those readings we're going to be addressing a certain question, a certain topic, and each of you are going to be able to pick a category, and we are going to cover all those details here in a moment. But until then, glad to be back. Did not post a reading last weekend because angels didn't want me to, and it was pretty busy. It's actually been pretty busy this weekend. I got to watch my 10-year-old nephew. Yesterday, I got to travel a bit of a distance to go see him rock his soccer tournament, and that was pretty exciting. But they've got some messages for you today that they want to get to you. It was interesting when I was praying over the cards and shuffling to sit them out. I had card after card flying out of the deck onto the floor, so they are very excited to share some messages with you today. So it's pretty big deal. Now, let's see. Energetically this week, we do have a new moon. It's pretty early in the week. It's going to be Monday for Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be right before midnight on Monday, October 8th. This new moon, there's a lot of astrologers online. You can listen to all types of messages and get details specific to you. But the main thing with this new moon, of course, new moons are always about, setting our intentions of the things that we would like to create or manifest. But this new moon, it's in Libra, and it has a lot of transformative potential for us, particularly with regards to relationships. It can really give us a reset, a do-over, a new beginning with relationships. It's also is giving us the opportunity to allow the past to be gone and allow ourselves to be the best us, the best version of us, and not allow past mistakes, past hurts, past things that we've done, past behaviors to define us any longer. Let the past be gone. Let the past be done and step into the new you, the new us. And it's a great opportunity for that. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Scorpio right now. It's retrograde, but it's in Scorpio. So for many, that's why this is really charged and pertaining to relationships because of that Scorpio Venus aspect. It's an excellent time if there's any forgiveness that you need to do. Forgiving, it can be past lovers, it can just be past experiences. It's an excellent opportunity to forgive those things. Forgive, let it go so that you can move forward, so you can finally move forward. Because a big key this week that they're wanting to talk about is getting stuck and out of this stagnation that many of us have been in for months and years. So this is going to be the perfect time to let those things go. It's also going to be an excellent time to release any dark things that have held you back and kept you down and kept you stuck. So it could be, maybe any addictions or resentment, anger, grudges, any struggles that you've been holding on to, any fears that you've had, any of that lower vibrational gunk that just keeps us stuck. So for some, that stuff's kept us stuck for way too long. So use this new moon to just let it all go. Let it all go so you can move into the new chapter. Now, before we get started, I am going to be, in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be teaching a class here in Ohio. It's actually going to be in the Dayton area at Springboro. I'll put the details below. But this class, I'm going to be teaching The Moment from Sapiential Discourses, Book 3. And it's going to be 1 p.m. on Friday, October 26th. And it's going to be for an hour. And like I said, it's going to be in Springboro, Ohio, which is the Dayton, Ohio area. So in a lot of the readings, I know I often talk about how important it is to stay in the moment. And during this class, I'll be going into some details as to why that is vital and why that is so key for all of us. And for those of you that attend and let me know that, hey, Nicole, I'm here because you talked about it in YouTube, or I'm probably going to also post it to Facebook. So if you come up and you say, Nicole, I heard about this on YouTube and I'm here today, or I saw this on your Facebook page, those of you that let me know that, I will randomly select one of you, and then after the class I will do a short reading for you, probably 15 minutes or so. So we'll do that. Also, there's going to be a couple other little surprises during the class. So I'd love to have you guys there. Come and join me. And also post some additional information about it's the Taste of Healing that they're doing. There's all types of amazing teachers and healers and folks that are there. So I will post that. I know I've mentioned before that Elliot Jackson does channeling of God. Source, he does a group channeling on Friday evenings at 7 p.m. So for those of you that come to join me for the class that afternoon, if you stick around, there's going to be nonstop classes all day long leading up to the 7 p.m. channeling with Elliot. And those of you that have experienced it before, it's outstanding. I mean, the information will just blow your mind. But you can also participate in that. And of course, Elliot is the author of the book that I'm going to be teaching from with that one chapter in a moment. So would love to have you all there. And again, the details will be below, and I will also post them on Facebook. Now, let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Do keep in mind this is a reading for a large number of people, so you might find not much is in here for you, and that's okay. Just come back next week, and then hopefully there should be something for you at that time. For those of you that are loyal subscribers, thank you. You guys are awesome. For those of you that have made donations recently, thank you so much, and I will be able to thank some of you personally, very likely in the next reading, so thank you so much for that. And let's go ahead and get started. So the question this week is, why are things stuck or delayed and or not moving forward? Why is that? So for each of you, go ahead, and so what they've got is they've got the why are things stuck, why are things not moving forward, why are things delayed. They have the why. They want you to know the why, but the angels also wanted to go above and beyond that to let you know, okay, here's what you need to do to overcome that and move forward. So they have some recommendations in here for you as well. So go on ahead. And while I cover, they did have me pull the card off the bottom of the deck. And for those of you that are interested in the cards, we are using the Sherlock Holmes Tarot. And then a number of decks from Doreen Virtue. We've got her Archangel Raphael, her Archangel Michael deck. And we also have her Angel Therapy cards. And if I pull any clarifiers, I've prayed and shuffled and prepared my Sabilas as well as my Lenormands. So they had me pull the card from the bottom deck. So you guys all talk to your team. Ask your team. Now you can listen to the whole thing, and then you'll realize as you're listening to them like, oh man, A is totally not me, but B's on it. Or your team might just come and help cut things to the chase and say, hey, C's for you or B's for you. So tap into your divine team and ask them, my A, apple? Because if you guys want to think of something other than just letters, am I B, blueberry, or am I C, coconut? Which messages are for me? Ask them that. In the meantime, the angels did have me pull the card off the bottom of the deck when I had finished shuffling and pulling all of your cards, because they were saying that this is applicable to all of you. So they had me pull that and shove that off the side. I'm actually going to move these up while we go over that real quick. But you guys keep thinking. Keep thinking about it. Keep asking your team, what's for me? But the card that was on the bottom of the deck, and this is for everyone that this reading is for right now, we have this card, and this is from the observation. So this would be, 8 of observation. And in this card, you can see that, Watson, he's tied up, he's been beat up, he's got his eye bruised, and he's sitting outside of this fire. So it would appear that, death is imminent, the end is imminent. Now, Watson, he was very loyal to Sherlock Holmes. And he was always getting into these situations where there was, a lot of danger. And there's this quote that it's at the hour of action that I turn to you, because he knew Holmes would always be there to bail him out at the last minute. And so for those of you that these messages are applicable for, God is there for you, and God's wanting to remind you it's almost over. Like here, Watson's sitting there. It would appear that death is imminent. He's unconscious. It's about, they've got the door open to the cremation to throw him in and do some cremation with him to bring the end of his life. So for many of you, you just feel like it's over. You feel stuck. You feel like things are totally out of your control, because he has no control. His hands are tied up and bound behind his back. And many of you are feeling like that. You feel like, I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I'm imprisoned. I can't do anything about this. Many of you this situation that you're in it because you have allowed others to convince you, talk you into putting yourself in this situation. For others, you are in this situation and or have kept yourself in this situation because you're fearful of, what are other people going to think? What will other people do? Like maybe you're in this toxic relationship and you're afraid to get out of it because, what will they say? What will they think about me? But most of you are spinning. You'll notice there's all these circles. Many of you are spinning in your thoughts. Your thoughts are going in circles because you just don't know what to do. You're immobilized. You're not doing anything, and you're not sure. And you just feel totally bound and stuck. And some of you are bound because you feel like this is a responsibility. But the time has come. It is the end of the road. Now, the interesting thing about this card is you'll notice there's these flames, and flames are all about transmutation, because you'll find with a lot of meditations and things that you do, you'll visualize flame. Oftentimes, it is good to invoke the violet flame because that can transmute things for you. You have come to this point of transmutation where things are going to end, things are going to shift. It's finally the delays, the being stuck, it's going to finally be over. But it's going to be over because you have help coming in. You've done everything that you can do. There's nothing else that you can do. Okay, they're saying for some of you. But help is on the way. Because the thing is with this card, yes, Watson's sitting there. He's bound, he's tied up, he's in some serious, serious danger. However, Sherlock Holmes is about to bust in and rescue him, save him, pull him out of this mess. God's about to come in. Your divine team, all the angels, they're about to come in and get you out of this situation, wrap this up for you. And you've been waiting for that for a very, very long time. For many of you, it would be good to put your worries and concerns in a God box. Let it go and let God take care of it. Others just pray and know all is going to be well. For some of you, because you're so worried and concerned, it has caused you some difficulty with your perception, the way you're seeing things. Like maybe you see and feel like, oh my gosh, I have no way out of this. But in reality, maybe there's a phone call, maybe there's something you could sign or do, and then that would free you up. But because you've felt trapped, immobilized, stuck, be it because of duty or someone else's opinion, perception, them getting you stuck. For many of you, it's like manipulation, them convincing you of something. But for whatever reason it is, those of you that it's a perception thing, that looking at a different angle, oh my gosh, now I have that idea. Okay, that's easy. Done. And then the situation's done. But you are at that point. This card also reminds us that it's time to end those outdated beliefs and thought patterns and the ways that we have always done things. Because again, you've come to this pivotal point where things are going to finally be transmuting and changing for the better. And that is a beautiful thing, because many of us have been waiting for months and months and months and months to get to this point. Well, congratulations. You have arrived. You are there. So let's go ahead and get started so we can break it down and give you some specific information. Now, if your team guided you to pick A, let's see how far we can put these. You can still see them. Good news, the Yorkies are napping in my lap. Hopefully we can get through this before they wake up. Okay. And I can't get up out of my seat, but it does appear you can see them. And I do have it zoomed in fairly close so that you can see the details of the cards. So it should be pretty clear and make it fairly easy for us. Okay. So A. You have this card, 5 of Evidence, and this would be, in traditional tarot, would be Wands. Now, with this card, you can see there's this man in front of the fireplace with this red hair. So this guy in this story, his name was Wilson, Jabez Wilson. And he had answered this ad to become one of these, become part of this red-headed male club, this mysterious league, this very special elite group. And in being part of that group, he was selected to sit down and transcribe the encyclopedia. And so he would spend hours and hours and hours doing this transcription. And through this, ended up hiring Holmes, and they started looking into, well, he had been tricked. He'd been hoodwinked. Essentially, he was lured into becoming part of this group, so he would be out and away from his workplace for hours at a time, so that the bad guys, they could actually start digging a tunnel to try and get into the bank next door. So you see here, Watson subduing him. But this is about things happening, that you aren't aware of. Arguments, strife, conflict. So for many of you, you have been involved in a legal matter or a dispute, an argument for a very long time. And you don't feel like you've really made any headway. You don't feel like things are moving forward. You feel like you've had one block after another, that it's been filled with nothing but opposition and difficulties. And I'll lay this here so you can continue to see it. Difficulties and trials and strife. Many of you have felt disempowered. You have felt betrayed and manipulated. Because again, he's like, I just want to be part of this special group. And what had triggered him is that he received this notice that this league, this group was ended. It was over. And that's why he had called Holmes, because he's like, I don't understand. And then, he's like, this is odd. And Holmes had investigated and found out that it was all a ruse so that they could, build this tunnel, dig this tunnel to try and get into this bank. So there are things, so why things are delayed is because there are things that are going on at this time that are going on behind the scenes that you are not aware of. Because again, his attention was diverted. He was busy transcribing the encyclopedia while other things were happening. He didn't know those other things were happening. He knew something was up. He knew something was going on, but he didn't know what. Many of you are at that point. There are things going on behind the scenes at this time. And in the near future, things are going to come to light. You see, there's this candle illuminating things. There's this lantern illuminating things. Because again, you think you're at the inferno point, but the pistol's been dropped. The real danger's over. The worst is behind you at this point. In the very near future, things are going to be illuminated. Things are going to be brought to light. There are going to be some new facts and information that you're going to be receiving that is going to completely change things. Because the things that have been happening in the background that you are not aware of will be brought to light to end this struggle, to end this legal battle, to finally have it be over, be finished. Because it has been going on for a very long time. And like I mentioned, for many of you, this could be a legal matter. It could be something, it could be a legal dispute. But it's been going on for a while. And the main thing, it's just been delayed because there are things occurring you just don't know about yet. You just don't know. But you will very soon. And then it will be over. Now, as far as what the angels are recommending that you do, you have write about your thoughts and feelings. And at the bottom, there's a prayer. It says, thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing, and healing. So for many of you, it would be beneficial for you to get out a piece of paper and start writing down how the situation is feeling you. How this situation is making you feel. Because for many of you, you're really feeling discouraged, you're feeling down, you look and you see these roses and it's all like they're withered and they're dying, they're falling over. And many of you, and she's like worn out, she's got her hands up, she's like, oh my gosh, I can't do anymore. But put your feelings on paper. Because what's going to happen is that's going to help clear up any of your confusion. A lot of you are at this point where you're just uncertain. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I did the right thing. Did I mess up? Did I make the wrong choice? Like, Wilson was like, why did I decide to go and take on this project to be part of this group? Meanwhile, they're over here trying to rob the bank. Why? You are innocent. There's nothing that you did wrong. But because things haven't ended, because it hasn't come to a conclusion, because there are things going on in your favor that you aren't aware of, you are at a point of fearing the outcome, fearing what's going to happen. You're very confused. You don't have the clarity. Some of you do have conflicted feelings with the situation, but if you get out some paper and you just start writing everything down, just starting putting pen to paper, how this is feeling, what this is making you think, what your worries are, what your fears are, just start writing it all down. And you'll find that by writing it all down, you will likely get some clarity. And for most of you, at a minimum, what it's going to do is just going to help you let it go. Because once you're done writing that all down, go ahead and you can tuck it up. You can make yourselves a God box. Essentially, God box is just a box where when you've got worries, fears, frustrations, concerns, whatever it is, and you're tired of carrying that around, you just put it in the box, let go, and let God take care of it. But it's an actual physical thing that you can do, so you can just feel like, okay. Instead of just praying, God, can you please take care of this for me? Okay, no, I'm going to write this down. It's a lot. Okay, 6 pages later, God, I need you to take care of this now. Because again, God's taking care of it. You have help on the way. The Calvary's on the way. They're on their way. You just need to hold steadfast and stay in a state of faith until then, and optimism. They're on their way. So by writing your feelings, then when you are finished with that, you can put it in a little box, or you could say, hey, my trash can's going to be the God box, because God, I'm throwing this all out. I'm giving this to you. I cannot carry this anymore. Drop in the God box. Whatever you deem is going to be your God box, let go and let God take care of it. And then the nice thing is you'll feel a weight lifted off of you, because you're no longer carrying around the heavy burdens and feelings. And a lot of you, there's just a lot of fear and concern because you just don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty. Now, for some of you, maybe writing your thoughts and feelings is also going to help you at some point with a book down the road. Next card you have is improving health. And at the bottom it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for your comforting reassurance about this situation. Now, they're encouraging you to stay positive, because you see, he's focused on and planting this new plant. He's potting this new plant. He's not worried about, is there going to be rain? Is it going to die on me? Is it going to wilt on me? You know what? I better just sit here and do nothing, because I'm just so worried. What if it doesn't take root? What if it just dies on me? I can't do anything. Continue to move forward. Be optimistic, because this situation is going to be improving, and it will be improving rapidly. Now, for some of you, this has affected your health, and they want you to know that your health is going to improve at the culmination of this. They want you to know it's going to be okay, because many of you, you see how she's like laying over and she's laying over. You're just like at this point. Many of you have a sense of like giving up. Don't give up. It's not over. It's about to be over, and it's going to be a positive outcome for you. They want you to know it is going to be a positive outcome. Now, this Goddess card at the bottom, it says, express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. Now, this is, so for many of you, you do have, despite not having the clarity and despite not really knowing how things are going to turn out, you do have this inner knowing and intuition that has been letting you know that everything's okay. But many of you are, fearful that what if that's not right? What if I haven't gotten it right? But just trust, listen to your intuition. And for others of you, they want you to know it's time to step into that feminine energy. There's nothing else that you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. There's no work that needs to be done at this point. You've done all the work. You've taken care of all the things that you need to do for this. At this point, it's a time for you to just relax, listen to your intuition, know that everything is going to be fine, and then allow things to happen. Now, some things that will help you, if you look at this card, some of you, it's time to actually rest. Some of you, maybe you physically just need to get some sleep. Maybe you've not been sleeping well. This has got you so stressed you're staying up at night. Get some rest. Get some sleep. For others of you, just take a rest and take a break from this. There's nothing you need to do. You don't need to send anything else. You don't need to write anything else, well, other than writing about your feelings, but there's nothing else that you need to do. Take a break from the situation. Let go, let God. Now, for others of you, way back in the corner here, you see she's got her hand over her heart. Listen to your heart. Listen to that inner knowing. Know that you're safe. Know that you're loved. Know that everything is fine. And others, you see here, she's playing this violin. She's making music. For many of you, a thing that would be beneficial for you right now, while you are in that feminine energy, that receptivity, the allowing this to come to a close, play. Do things that make you happy. Do things that bring you joy. Do things that will even, make you have fun, like bring out that inner child in you. Children love music. Children love dancing. Do things to boost your spirits. Because with this situation, there's nothing else you need to do. For some of you, your attorneys have it. You don't need to do anything else. Just allow it to unfold, but have some fun. Because for many of you, because you're at this low state, it is really important for you to bring your vibration up, bringing yourself up to a state of optimism. And when you're constantly focused on this, that's not helping matters. So instead, be focused on things that bring you joy. A nap would probably bring some of you joy. Listen to some music. Go out with friends and laugh. Do something to take your mind off this. Do something that's going to lift the spirits. Next, you have integrity. At the bottom, it says align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. Now, you see, she looks totally downtrodden. She's got her hands, she's like swinging on this vine, but she's like, oh, there's, when children go and they swing, oh my gosh, they have so much fun. They squeal with joy. She's not squealing with joy. She looks like, oh my gosh, can I get off? Can I be done with this? These roses are all wilting and falling all around her. This card reminds us to do what is right for us and not others. This is about following your moral compass and not others. Because when we do what's right for us, we can increase our confidence and our happiness and our self-esteem. So for many of you, this situation that you are in is because you were coming from a state of integrity, of morals. You were following your scruples. You were sticking with that. And the others, so for those of you, that's a legal matter. The person that you're involved with legal matter or people that you are were not in a state of integrity. And now you're at this point of, oh my gosh, I've tried to make things right. I've done the right thing. I thought I was doing the right thing, but now I'm in this legal battle. It's just not over. Maybe for some of you, you're whistleblowers, but you have stood in your integrity. You have done the right thing. Do not doubt that. Do not question that. Now, there is, in this book, they have like a prayer affirmation. Yeah, they call it action steps. So the action steps / prayer for this card is Archangel Michael. I ask that you help me arrange my life and daily activities so I'm fully immersed and engaged in actions that reflect my higher self. Please help me let go of any behaviors, habits, or actions that have caused guilt or shame in the past and replace them with actions I feel good about. Sorry, they're talking at the same time. What they were saying when I was reading that is for some of you, So for some of you, say you're a whistleblower, say there was something going on wrong within your organization or your office. Maybe there was a harassment by your supervisor toward you and maybe toward others. So maybe you filed a lawsuit against your company. And it hasn't been going well. It's been taking a long time. And you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I tried to stand up and do the right thing. I tried to do that. But you know what? Maybe, and a lot of you also felt loyalty. You felt loyalty to your company, but at the same time, you felt this drive to do the right thing, to make things right for yourself and for others. And now you're beginning to question that, and now you're beating yourself up, which is affecting your self-esteem and your confidence, because not only do you have a decreased confidence with regards to how the outcome will be with the situation, but you also just have a decreased confidence in your environment. Like maybe when you started this, your coworkers were like, yeah, you go get him, girl. You go get him, guy. About time somebody fixes this, because this is broken. This has been happening for too long, and we're glad. And then over time, you don't feel that you're being looked at in that light, because maybe it's taken so long that people are thinking, okay, nothing's going to change. We're all going to be stuck in this state. And now it's got you down. You did the right thing. Notice these are roses. These aren't weeds around her. Those are roses. You came from love. You came from the right place. And very soon, some water is going to come down on that, and they're all going to just spruce right back up. They want a number of you to know you did the right thing. You need to know that what you did was right. And this is about to end in your favor. So just continue to hang in there. Last thing we have is visualize success. At the bottom it says, see yourself doing well in this situation. Have faith in a positive outcome, because it is going to be a positive outcome. So for some of you, what you can do is just sit down and actually do some visualization. See yourself, when this is completed. So for those of you that are in a legal matter, see yourself getting the verdict or the disposition, and see that smile on your face and feel how it feels. For those of you that maybe it's just a dispute, argument, something that you've been going through, imagine it being done. It's done. It's over. For many of you, this is a big situation, and for a large number of you, it does involve the legal system somehow. Visualize how it's, and put feeling with it. How's it going to feel when it's over? And instead of saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait till this divorce is over. I can't wait until the dissolution, or some of you, maybe you're splitting from a business partner. Instead of thinking, I can't wait until this is done, picture yourself, oh my gosh, it's done. It's over. And then visualize yourself and who you're going to call to tell, and who you're going to thank. You're going to thank your family, you're going to thank your friends, you're going to thank your attorneys. Visualize yourself thanking all of them and that feeling. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help transmute and transform this situation. Because again, many of you, you're at this state. So if you can visualize it being done, it will transmute it. It'll also put you into a better state where you're like, okay, I'm ready to receive my blessings. I'm ready to receive the fruits of my labor. Because you're going to. You are on the cusp of it. You just need to visualize it. Now, okay, let's see. Angels want to give you some timing. All right. So Lenormands give timing. Each of the cards in the Lenormand has a... And there you are. You have mountains. So, for most of you, this is going to end in this coming month. You're there. You are there. Congratulations. So, visualize it, because in this coming month, it's going to be done. It's going to be over. This being stuck is going to be finished. Now, do remember that does hinge on you just doing these things that they're recommending. Because there's amazing things happening behind the scenes that are in your favor. So, it's good news, Group A. Okay, let's see what's up for Group B. How far we can put that. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Put those up there. Okay, so Group B. Well, your first card that you have is you have this Baker Street irregular. Now, this is from the suit of the evidence, and this shows. So the Baker Street irregulars, they were these kids, and they would do work for Sherlock Holmes. And you see the one here, and he's looking at this very villainous looking, appearing man, and he's looking at him because he's planning to go and pick his pocket. He's planning to go take some funds from him. But while he's looking at him and he's contemplating doing it, he has this cove that comes up and elbows him in the head. Because if you can see here, he elbows him to be like, no boy, you're not going to do that. Just snaps him right back. But this card can also often be about, someone that's an ambassador for us, or maybe information coming in from someone or source that isn't a typical person that we'd listen to, or isn't someone that we typically would think is going to help us. Like, you wouldn't think getting elbowed to the head would stop you from doing something, but it was effective for him. It could be a catalyst for change, a catalyst for some improvement. This card is also loyalty. It's paired with this card, Lady of Analysis. Traditional tarot, that would be the Queen of Cups. Now, this card's about intuition. It's about listening to our intuition, because, in this card, you see that she's on this bike. And this is a woman named Violet Smith, and she was heir to this massive fortune. And there was this guy who just wanted to marry her and be with her because he wanted the money. He was after her for the funds. And she felt like something wasn't right. Like you see in this card, she's being followed by this shadowy dark figure behind her. And she felt something was off, because this guy just wants her money. He wants to marry her, then he wants to do off with her and have her funds. But she knew something wasn't right. And so she ended up hiring Holmes, and then he ended up getting to the bottom of it. But she was listening to her intuition. Many of you, you're having dreams, you're having intuitive information and insights, and a lot of things coming in that you are not listening to. Oh, okay. So the main question again is, why are things, stuck? Why are things delayed? Why are things, not moving forward? What is it that's going on? So there is this relationship. There's this person that you are loyal to. For many, for most, this is an energy that, it's time for you to listen to your intuition. Now, for some of you, this could be the person that you are involved in a relationship. So there's this person that you are in a romantic relationship with, or that you're wanting to make the relationship work with them. You're trying really hard. You've been really loyal to this person. You have been faithful to this person. You've been trying to make it work, but it just doesn't work. And you're like, why can't I make this work? Why aren't things moving forward with her or him? Why is it one delay and one block after another, after another, after another? They're saying for a number of you, you've been loyal and faithful to this person despite this person not having the right intentions, because this card's also about masks and things that we're hiding. So this person that you've been trying to have a relationship with, their intentions have been hidden. For many of you, this is actually about money. They have hidden their intentions because they've wanted to steal from you, rob, take what is yours, use you for money. Most of you, it's using you for money, finances, what they can gain from you monetarily. They have hidden their intentions behind a false mask. The angels are trying to warn you to run in the opposite direction. They're saying stop ignoring all the synchronicities, signs, and messages that they're giving you. Listen up and take action. The reason this connection, this relationship, this is not moving forward and will not move forward is because it's not intended to. it is because they are lying to you. They are just wanting to use you and take things from you. So God and angels are trying to protect you. And you are not listening to the things that they're trying to show you. This card says use your imagination and you'll see the answer. At the bottom there's a prayer. It says, Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help. And then you describe the situation. So some of you are receiving messages that are outside of the ordinary. Like maybe people are giving you advice that have never given you advice before. Thing to keep in mind is if it's that blatant that the person is using you, that you've got these people saying, hey, you really should go in a different direction. She, he, they're bad news. Listen to that. This card, it's interesting, because this card is also a card that reminds us that anything is possible, but to believe that anything and everything is possible. So for some of you, you have a very difficult time believing that this person could do this to you. Like, there's no way. There's no way she would do that. He's not just using me for money. They aren't using me. No, she loves me. He loves me. But again, the thing is, they're lying to you. They're wearing a mask, and you know that deep down because you've gotten so much intuitive information. If you listen to your gut and listen to your stomach, you know something's wrong. You know something's off. They're saying for a number of you, you have even gotten a lot of information in your dreams, but you just keep ignoring it because you're like, there's no way. No way. I've been with her for so long, or been with him for so long. No way they would do this to me. But you're not listening and facing the facts. This is possible. They are doing this. They are just using, it's not moving forward. It's repeatedly delayed. See this bike, it's got these circles. They're saying, for some of you, keep going in circles over and over and over and over with this person. They were simply a karmic cycle. Things are not going to ever move forward with them, period. It is time for you to believe that that person does not have your best interests at heart. See, that person wants to do you harm. That shadowy person that's lurking in the behind you, they'd like to do harm to you. They do not love you. They do not care for you. They do not, for some of you, they give you these false hopes of, how great things are going to be. And then every time, they never follow through with what they promise you. They don't intend to. They've never intended to. They just simply want to get the things that they have wanted from you, and then they pull away, move forward, move on, push you away, whatever it is that they're doing, because they just simply want to get something. And again, for many of you, it's money. And then they want to move on. And you know something's not right, but you continue to allow them to do this to you, doing this repeated cycle over and over and over. They're saying, the time has come. You need to know that they are doing this. This is possible that they're doing this. It's interesting. I was actually at a party a month or so ago, and there was this little boy. I don't know, he's probably 10 years old or so. And I thought, is he really looking at my purse? No way. He's not scouting out my purse. No way. He is too young for that. That boy cannot be looking in. Is he really looking in my purse? And I just could not believe it. I'm like, what is that young boy? Kind of like here, you wouldn't believe that this young boy is going to steal from you. I could not believe that this young boy was going to steal from me. And then all of a sudden, I catch from the corner of my eye, sure enough, he starts to scoop his hand into my purse. So I very quickly got up and walked over there to get my purse. He was a little startled, but it was a lesson for both of us. Probably a lesson for him to not ever do that again. Lesson for me to don't be so stuck in a belief in a view. Just because he's a cute young boy doesn't mean he's not going to lift some funds out of my purse or my phone or whatever. Just because she or he is feeding you a very nice line of how endeared they are to you and how much they love you and how amazing this is going to be, they're lying. Things aren't what they seem. Now, for many of you, in order to break free from this, what it's going to require, because it is a karmic cycle, because again, they say that this person you've been going round and round with, doing the same repeating patterns over and over and over. It's because this is a karmic cycle that you have with this person. And in order to break free of this, there's going to have to be a soul contract cancellation, some healing work that's done. Now, the thing is with soul contracts, essentially we have soul contracts with people. We can have a soul contract with someone that, oh my gosh, they're going to come in, they're going to be the love of my life. We're going to have like 4 babies. We're going to have this white picket fence in this beautiful mansion and love. Everything's going to be amazing. But then we also have soul contracts with people where they're going to come in and they're going to be a thief and they're going to steal from us and they're going to lie to us and they're going to be deceptive and they're going to break our heart. And they might take us for thousands and they might knock our self-esteem down and make us feel like dirt, make us feel like we can't go anywhere else because they're as good as it's ever going to get. But that is a soul contract we have with them. Because the contract and agreement with that is to learn to love ourselves enough to not put up with that. To be able to discern when someone's being honest or not. To be able to really look at things from a true factual place, not because they're lying and manipulating us, not because they're controlling us, not because we feel like, oh, if I get out of this, what are people going to think? What are they going to say? So that we just aren't manipulated. And the thing is, whatever the soul contract is, once you've learned that lesson, so at a core, that lesson for most would be to learn to love yourself enough to not put up with it. When you finally learn that lesson and you love yourself enough that you're not going to tolerate this any longer, guess what? You finished the contract. The contract's done. What it was to teach you, it's finally taught you. So you can cancel finally that soul contract with that person and move on. Essentially, the canceling soul contract is saying, okay, well, it's done. It's over. Learned my lesson. We got what we needed to out of this. We're done. This is over. Completely over. We're going to rip this up. You're free to go in your direction. I'm going in my direction. It's done. The karmic cycle is over. This karmic cycle with you has not been over with this person because you have not learned that lesson. You have not stepped into your power. You have not said no, enough is enough. You have not faced in the truth, and for some of you also dealt with it. Because they're saying for some of you, you know what it is, you just haven't put an end to it. But it's not going to be over until you put an end to it. But in order to finally free yourself of that, for a large number of you, that does involve some energetic work. So for some of you, you can try to do a contract cancellation yourself. For others of you, it would benefit you to go see a healer, someone, and ask your divine team, ask God, Jesus, the angels, ask that they guide you to who you need to go see, and they will lead you to the appropriate healer. That will help you finally break free of this person energetically so that you can move forward with your life and you can be done with this. Because for a large number of you, that's the thing that needs to be done. You've got sobriety. At the bottom, it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for adjusting my cravings in healthful directions so that I only desire life-affirming foods and beverages. Now, in fact, one of you could have an addiction with alcohol. You could have a drinking problem. Or had a drinking problem. But for majority of you, actually what this is talking about, you know, if people are eating things that aren't good for them, that's toxic. They have to let that go. Or if they're drinking, you know, let that go. It's not good for you. This is a toxic relationship. They're saying it is time to let this toxic relationship go. It's not good for you. They've been using you. It's been painful for years. It's time to let it go. The entire thing's been toxic. You know that. It's time to let it go. And for some of you, it's almost like this relationship has had an edge of like addiction, kind of like you've been addicted to this person. Like, I don't know why. I know they keep hurting me, but maybe I'm a masochist because I just keep going back for more all the time. Maybe there's been some sexual reason you keep going back, but you keep going back and they know what it takes to lure you back in. And you're like an addict every time, no matter how jacked, because for some of you it's a really jacked up relationship. No matter how sick and twisted it is, you just keep going back like an addict who can't get enough of something that's horrendous for them. It is time to cut the addiction. It is time to cut the cords. It is time to let this person go, let this situation go. And as soon as you go see a healer, it's going to cut this karmic tie, cancel this soul contract with you, because for some of you, this person has a hold on you. And I won't get into soul types and reptilians and all that stuff today, but they have a hold on you because that you're going to need a healer to cut you free. As soon as that healer cuts you free, you're going to be able to immediately let that person go. Last card that you have is ear chakras. At the bottom it says, notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. So for a number of you, your angels are speaking to you daily. They are speaking to you and they're trying to get your attention so that you can take action, so you can let this person go, so you can finally be done with this. But you're not listening. That's what they said in the very beginning. The reason you're stuck, the reason things are delayed and not moving forward with this person is because they're not going to. Because you have to let this person go. And they have given you so many signs and messages and synchronicities, but you just are tuning them out. For a large number of you, these messages that they're bringing to you, they're giving you messages in songs. Some of you, you are overhearing other people's conversations. Some of you are at the grocery store, and maybe somebody brings up that name of that lover. Like maybe there's, this person, and maybe the lover you need to get rid of. Maybe her name's Lisa, and you overhear this person saying, yeah, Lisa, oh my gosh, she was just using him. She was doing these horrible things, and she was lying to him. Oh, she was playing him like a violin, but he was just dancing to her beat. Oh my gosh, he just doesn't get it. When's he going to finally let her go? I mean, she's not doing him well. And you overhear that conversation, and you're like, man, that's like my situation. Yeah, that would be God talking to you. That would be the angels talking to you, trying to get you the message. Just listen and take the necessary action. And again, they're also talking to you through songs. Some of you, it's just also random people that will just come up and say something to you that just seems totally prophetic, and you're just like, where in the world did that come from? That's God. That's Jesus. That's your angels. They're again talking to you. You need to listen and take action. Now they want me to read also for you. So this book comes with these like action steps. They're really like prayers for each of these cards, and they want me to read this one because we actually do have ear chakras. We have a feminine, we have a masculine. They sit just outside of our ears, and you guys can clear those chakras. But the prayer that you have is, I now ask you to vacuum and clear away lower energies in my physical ears or ear chakras. I am willing to release anything painful that I've ever heard in exchange for clarity and my ability to hear the voice of love and the angels. So for some of you, this person that you're in this relationship, maybe they have been telling you toxic things for a very long time. Maybe that's why you've stayed with them for so long, because maybe they have made you think that this is as good as it's going to get. In the very beginning we started and we were covering, where's this card? I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. We were covering this card. We were talking about, some people just feel loyal and feel stuck, and they feel as though they have no choice. So for some of you, maybe this person's been feeding your head full of lies and making you think that you don't have anywhere else to go, that you're just stuck with them. Too bad, too sad for you. Well, that's not true. Now, we are going to, they want to give you guys time frame. Okay, so the Lenormands, they actually have timing with all of their cards. So we're going to find out when's the timing that you're finally going to listen to the angels and finally let this person go. Now, do keep in mind, there it is. Do keep in mind that this is contingent upon you doing these things. So this is contingent upon you listening, taking action, going to see the healer that you need to go see to have those cords cut, and letting them go. If you can do those things, you'll finally be able to let them go and finally move forward with your life. This is the birds. Now in this extended deck, the birds, they also have the owls. Same number card. The timing of this card is currently now. So if you listen, take your action, do those things that they're recommending, you're finally going to be free of this person now. Now, so you can move forward. A second one. Okay. Well, you guys get a second time. So, for some of you, you apparently have done most of this work that you need to do, so you're finally going to be free of this person now in this immediate future. currently. You're actually going through the split at this moment. Now, okay, there it is. For the others of you, you have clouds, and this is November. So by the end of November, you'll be able to finally move forward. Okay, so hopefully that helped. And let's move on to the last group, Group C. Now, you all had a lot of cards. We're going to have to do probably 2 rows. Let's see here. Put the lime in the coconut. C for coconut. If you guys weren't catching that. Why is she saying coconut? Okay. Excellent. Now the Yorkies were asleep when I first started this, but they are awake. So now I can pop up a little bit to make sure you guys can see these. The other 2 groups weren't as lucky. Okay, good. You can see it. Excellent. Come on, Miss Allie. Come on. Okay, sit down, darling. All right. Now, last group, Group C. Why are things stuck, delayed, and or not moving forward? Well, you're the first ones to have a major arcana. You have 11, the Courts of Justice. Now, it is a major arcana, so that does mean that this is out of your control. Because when it comes to tarot cards, the major arcanas mean that they are huge things, they are destined, they are fated. We don't really have the ability to control it so much. It's out of our hands. Unlike the minor, the pip cards, those are things that we have a little more control over. But even though you have no control over this, it is going to turn out beautifully. So this card, the Courts of Justice. Now in this card, you know, he's standing outside of this prison, and they call this prison Old Bailey. And he's standing outside of it, and it has this bronze statue on top of it. I don't know if you can see that. But they called this statue, you know, Lady Justice, because she's got the sword in one hand, and the sword, you know, she's sitting there because, you know, what does a sword do? A sword cuts through things to get to the truth. Cut through some BS to get to the truth, and then you can balance the scales. You see, she's got the scales of justice in her left hand. Now, this statue, she was supposed to, people believe that she had a blindfold on. And the blindfold was so that, you know, she would be impartial when rendering judgment and decisions. But in fact, the statue, she really doesn't have a blindfold on. So Holmes, you can see he's like standing at the base. And he really didn't have any faith in the justice system. But he did know that it was fair. It was balanced. This card, it really is all about justice, obviously, but it's about honesty, fair exchange, things coming into balance, things being righted, honesty, honest relationships. It's also being vindicated, like a vindication of integrity or righteousness. So, you know, you have been doing the right thing. Maybe you have been found at fault, or people have been trying to, like for some of you, you've been like unjustly tried or unjustly treated, whereas in fact you have been the person doing the right thing. What has happened to you has been wrong, but it is about to be righted. The balance, the scales are about to come into balance. This card also talks about, you know, again, focusing on, you know, what's somebody's true intentions. Because of blindfold, you know, what are they really intending? So we also have the scales here. So for those of you in situation C, you are involved in some justice legal matter. And you've been in it for quite some time. And you're just waiting for it to be over. You're like, you know, when do we get the disposition? When do we get the verdict? When's this finally going to be finished? And for some of you, you have in fact been unjustly tried. You have been unjustly treated. There has not been justice. And you are waiting for justice to be served. You are waiting for liberty, for them to finally be fair. Because for a number of you, you've not been treated fairly, which is what's led to this legal matter. You are about to be recognized. You are about to receive the disposition. It is, in fact, going to be in your favor. For a number of you, you're actually going to be financially benefiting because you're going to be receiving some form of a financial settlement. It is going to be very favorable. But the thing is, things have not been going as you would have hoped. You've been feeling down. You've been feeling like the world's against you. You've been feeling down on your luck. You do not trust the other people who are involved in this situation. You have found them to be liars, corrupt. You have found them to be doing wrong, immoral, illegal things. And you've just been waiting for Lady Justice to come in and make it right. And it's just taken so long. But you don't trust these people. And you're kind of to the point where you're kind of like Holmes, where you're like, okay, I'm not really trusting this system. I'm not trusting this is going to work out. I'm really starting to freak out about this. It's almost over. What has been holding it up? Divine timing. There's some final nitnoiding things that are being wrapped up that you aren't aware of. But the main thing is divine timing, they're saying. You see how he's got his watch opening up? And there's all these clouds in the storm. So you've been in this cloudy storm. Clouds are all indicative of not having the clarity, not knowing what's going on. And you all are like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I just don't know what to do. I think justice is never going to be served. I'm going to continue to have this treatment. This is going to continue to happen. I keep being wronged. It's one thing after another. But every storm ends. Every storm runs out of rain. The skies will always clear. And if you look here, she's got her sword held up, cutting through this BS. Cutting through this to give you the clarity that you desire. You are about to receive clarity. You are about to receive the truth. Because for some of you, this thing that happens, so for some of you that you've been unjustly tried. And even, maybe you're going through this legal battle because of unjust, unfair treatment to you, discrimination, harassment. Something has been done wrong to you. These things are about to be righted. These wrongs are about to be righted. But you don't understand why. Why did this even happen? Why? I've stayed in my integrity. I've been honest. I haven't done anything wrong. I've stuck with my morals. I've stuck with my scruples. I've been honest. I have been righteous. I don't understand. You're about to get some clarity. The scales are about to be balanced. This is going to be in your favor. In the immediate future, because you notice the stopwatch is opening. You don't know it, but for many of you, it's going to be any day now. Because the stopwatch is opening. It's been a divine timing thing. But guess what? You've arrived. The main thing is for most of you, because it has taken so long, it's really taken its toll on you. That's random. Okay. So for some of you, you've been having some back pain. Some back problems. It can be anywhere in your back. A number of you, it's even been in your lower back. So back problems are, if you just look at things, it's interesting. When people have disease, it's a dis-ease. And when you look at what organ or area of the body that's tied to, it's always tied to what that organ, that part, what it does for us. So what does the spine do? The spine holds us up. The spine supports us. Many of you have not felt as though you have had support. You feel as though you have been fighting this battle on your own. You see, Lady Liberty? So for some of you, this could in fact be a situation where you're a whistleblower. Maybe you've been going to battle for everybody in your organization, saying, oh no, no more. but you've been feeling like you're going at it alone. Here I am trying to get justice for myself, trying to get justice for others, and I'm getting buckets of rain poured on me. No one's being honest. No one's giving me the truth. No one's coming in to help me. You just feel like you're at it on your own, but you're not. But because you have felt like you are at it on your own, because you don't feel as though you have been supported, that's why some of you are having back problems. So, in the interim till it's over, and it's going to be over any time now. In the interim, some of you, what would help you is go get some Reiki, because it's an energetic thing for those of you that are having the back problems. And for many of you, this is tied to something with money, which is why it's a lower back issue. Go get some Reiki. Physically, what also will help you? Therapeutic massage, deep tissue massage, chiropractic care, acupuncture. Some of you even yeah, they're saying any type of energy healer because it's an energetic thing. But you don't have to go do that. For many of you, you're going to find a rapid shift, a rapid change. They do want to reassure you this is going to work out in your favor. You have a favorable outcome. At the bottom it says there's a prayer. Thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. Come back to a state of faith and optimism. It's almost over. The storm is clearing. Have confidence. It is going to be in your favor. Next card is have confidence. There's a prayer at the bottom of that as well. It says, Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me realize that I am one with all that is divine, wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. You notice that big sword? You notice that big sword? Do you notice that big sword? Amazing things come in threes. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Trinity. You are protected. You are divinely protected. There's a shield, and the shield has a cross with a sword on it. The truth is about to be revealed. You're protected. It's going to work out in your favor. You are wrapped in God's armor. You need to have confidence in knowing that, and have faith that all is well, because it is about to end, and it is again going to end in your favor. You just don't know it yet. Come here, Miss Lexi. Hold on, let me get the mouthy puppy who wants to be up in my lap. Come on. All right, sit down. There you go, sweetie. Okay. You just don't know it yet, but you're within. It's going to be happening any time now, any day now. You've got this storm, and you've got these clouds behind him. You can't see it yet, but it's there. Next card is consult a nutritionist. And at the bottom it says, Dear Archangel Raphael, I turn my eating over to you and ask you to guide me to foods and beverages that taste good and are fulfilling and support my ideal health and weight. Now, for some of you, maybe in fact it would be good to help just lift you, give you a little bit more energy by having food that is filled with a little bit more life and light, and have some fruits and vegetables. But for most of you, what they're saying is, get some sleep. You see, she's all cuddled up. This is a time to take care of yourself. Many of you like this thing that you've been doing. It's taking care of you, but it's been trying to take care of others. Again, you've been feeling like you're going to battle all on your own. This is time. See, she's got herself wrapped in her arms, cocooned in her arms. So this is time to take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Nourish yourself. Take care of you. For many of you, the taking care of you is get some rest, because you have been having restless nights because of the stress and the worry and the fear. I mean, there's a lot of fear here. But you're so fearful how this is going to work out. Oh my gosh, it's not been going well. Oh, it's going to turn out amazing. God is about to bring you some blessings. It's going to turn out better than what you realize. But while you're waiting for it to come to an end, get some sleep. Get some sleep. Take care of you. They keep pulling me to this pineapple. So pineapples are all about warmth and hospitality. But you notice she's not extending the pineapple to someone. This isn't about you extending and opening your home to friends. This isn't about you giving them a warm welcome. Well, come on in. I would like to take more on at this stressful time in my life. No, she's got the pineapple pulled into her. This is a time for you to focus on giving yourself warmth, for you to care for yourself, to take care of you. Don't worry about other people. This is a time for you to be selfish, because that's what you need right now. Take care of you. And for those of you, I'm hearing some of you are like, oh, selfish. No, be selfish. Take care of you. And for some of you, it's only going to be a matter of days or weeks, but take care of you. Get your needs met. Because you are so worried. This card gives us your cares. And at the bottom it says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I am willing to release any fears to you. Please allow me to completely let go so that you can fully guide me in this situation. So let go, let God. You're fearing the outcome. You're worrying about the outcome. For those of you that you have been treated unjustly, unfairly, and things because of that have not looked so well up to this point, fearing that, oh my gosh, it's just going to be another rerun of that. It's not, but you're stressing yourself out. You are lacking sleep because of it. Some of you are not getting the correct nourishment because you're not eating well and taking care of yourself. Some of you aren't eating much at all. Let go and let God. It even comes back to this. The Calvary is on their way. You're about to be saved right before being thrown into this inferno fire. God is never late. He'll probably show up at like 11:59, squealing in the parking lot to untie you and fling you up over his back and get you out of there. And it'll be last minute, just when you think it's about to happen. You're about to be tossed in that fire. It's over. But it's not. Calvary's on the way. God is on the way. You are not alone. You just need to know that. Help is on the way. While you're waiting for them to show up and bring you this blessed outcome that is, in fact, in your favor, stop stressing and worrying about it. Let go, let God. And for some of you, it might even help for you to write down your worries and concerns on a piece of paper. Make yourself a little God box. You can get a little cardboard box. You can just get a container in your house or something and say, okay, this is my God box. I'm going to write down everything that's stressing me and worrying me, and then I'm going to put in there, here, God, I need you to take this. I can't do this anymore. I need some sleep. So I'm going to let you have this while I get myself some sleep. But give it to God. Let it go. And let God, Jesus and angels, let them hold your hand. You see how they're holding hands? And you see how he's got them supported? You know, and they're just focused on enjoying their time. They're not worried about big bears coming out to bite them. They're not worried about being attacked by lions. They're not worried that they're going to stumble over a big fallen tree. They have no worries, no cares, because they know that they're being supported by the angels. You are being supported. Allow them to help you. Now, you have this card, Clear Yourself. And, you know what? I was saying there's a lot of fear. So what happens when we have a lot of fear? Essentially, it puts a hole, a space in our auric field where we can have lower vibrational entities come in and attach to us, attack us, cause us physical pain. Like for those of you, some of you that are having the back pain, it's because you've had so much fear and worries that's given an opportunity to these lower vibrational entities, energies, to come in and physically affect you. So in order to clear that up, to seal your auric field, you have to release that fear. You have to release those worries. You have to release that stuff so that they no longer have the opportunity to come in and affect you. You have Clear Yourself. At the bottom it says, ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Because you notice she's wrapped in this red. Typically red is, anger and stress and worry and fretting. There's not this bright, beautiful green light. There's not this of healing. There's not this beautiful golden light. There's not this beautiful white light. Come on. Sorry, Miss Lexi decided to get down again. And since she is an older little 3-pound dog, she can't get up in my chair on her own. Okay, so now she's back up here. But it's not bright, it's red, which for many of you, that's why you have the back pain. But they're encouraging you to release that, let that go. Ask Archangel Michael to come in and help clear it off of you. Ask Archangel Raphael. If you can't remember the angels' names, that's okay, you don't need to. Call on God, call on Jesus. I need help. Please remove this, clear this from me. We're going to read this one. We're not going to read the others, but we are going to read this one. So in this book, there are these prayers at the bottom. The prayer for clear yourself is, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Please use your divine healing magnet to lift any energies of fear, anger, or jealousy from my back, neck, and shoulders. Please help me feel compassion for those who may have sent lower energies my way so that they may be healed by divine love. Thank you for clearing away toxic, fear-based energies and entities from within and around me. So say that prayer. Say that prayer tonight. Say that prayer again tomorrow. Say it every day until you get this outcome, until this is over. Put your worries in the God box. Call on Archangel Michael. At the bottom, there's this prayer. No, it's not a prayer. It's a statement. You're working very closely. Some of them, these are prayers, these are just statements. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. So Archangel Michael, he is the protector. Call on him and ask him to protect you. Ask him to put his protective light around you. Ask him to keep all, you can ask him to keep all entities and beings that are not of God's light, love, and purity, and of the highest vibration, and watching over your highest good, that if they don't meet that criteria, that they aren't permitted to be in your home, or they aren't permitted to be in your presence. And you ask that Archangel Michael makes that so then they can't come in and attack you. But pray and ask for protection. Some of you also, you need to cut some cords. So there are some, there's energetic vampires people can latch onto us. That can cause us to also bring things in. For some of you, because you have been fearful, there have been cords connected to you, some that you have connected to people, some that other people have connected to you. Doesn't matter. You don't need to know the details as to who has the cords connected and the why and all that. You just need to get them cut. So ask Archangel Michael, please come and cut any and all cords that are connected to me. Any cords I have connected to others, or any cords that others have connected to me. Please cut them and remove them now. Send everyone their energy back to them and bring all of my energy back to me. And you'll find, for some of you, that's going to kind of give you some instant relief. Because for some of you, you've got enough of your own fears and worries that you're dealing with right now, but some of you are also having to deal with other people's fears and worries, and it's compounding the situation for you. You'll feel better. And last is singing and dancing. At the bottom it says, express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Okay, so they really do want you to dance. So turn on some music in your house and let yourself shake it, your booty. Shake it, have fun, sing. That's what you need to do. Because what that's going to do, you see all this green? That's going to help heal you. That's going to get you to a better place. Right now, you're in a pretty dark, low state. You're fearful, you're worried, you're stressing, you're missing out on sleep, you're not getting food. Some of you aren't seeing your friends and family. You're just a ball of stress and just, you're about to pop. You're kind of like an inferno. You're about to pop. Don't pop. You don't need to pop. This is about to pop on its own. You don't need to worry about that. It's okay. It's turning out in your favor. Have faith, have confidence. Let God deal with it. You dance. That's what you need to do. You need to dance because that's going to lift your vibration. It's going to lift your spirits. And by doing that, that's going to transmute things energetically for you. And you could use that right now. Because that transmutation, she's got purple wings, and there's these purple pretty flowers. And purple is the color of the violet flame, and the violet flame is what transmutes things. So for you to transmute where you are energetically and be able to relax and take a deep breath and get some sleep, you'll notice an instant transformation if you do some dancing. So tonight, do your prayers and do some dancing. Shake it, wiggle it, laugh, giggle. Do that. You will feel and cut those cords and stuff, and you will feel so much better afterwards, because it's also going to help you. It's going to help you see things clearly. Even if that seeing things clearly means, okay, I don't have any control over this. I literally, I'm tied up. I'm down for the count because they punched me in the eye. I can't do anything about this, but you know what? I know God's going to come through any time now, any day now, and he's going to take care of it. So I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to stay here in a happy state, loving the parts of life that I can, being in this moment while God brings it in. But that's the clarity that many of you need, is just to know that you don't have any control, but it's okay, because God is taking care of this. Justice is going to be delivered. This is going to be in your favor. It is imminent. The watch, it's opening. It's happening now. Literally right now. You just don't know it yet. You will very shortly. In the meantime, lift your spirits. It's also going to help you see, because right now you just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You see this weaving path. By dancing, getting into that, she's got her hands up in the air. She's not laying down for the count. Oh my gosh, life is horrible. She's just enjoying the song, enjoying the beat. That's also going to help you. Don't worry about everything else. Just worry about what is it in this moment. In this moment, you're enjoying a song, and oh my gosh, it feels good. And you're feeling the beat, and you're shaking it. Oh, and you're even getting your kids into it. You're getting your dogs into it, but you're feeling good. You're feeling real good. Your spirits are lifted, and you're like, you know what? I can't fix this. I've done everything I can. But you know what? I can put my foot in front of the next one. I can take the next step. I can do this prayer to clear that. And oh man, I'm feeling even better. Okay, well, I can take the next step. Archangel Michael, please cut those cords. Dang, I'm feeling even better. Well, I'm going to take the next step, because dancing is going to boost your spirits. It's going to give you the clarity of, okay, I will take care of the things that I can control. I can control me. I can get rid of these toxic things. I can do that one step at a time. So now that I've done these things, well, now I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to eat some nourishing food. It's going to boost your spirits. It's also going to boost your confidence, which you need to have the confidence that everything's okay. By doing that energetic transmutation, it's going to put you in a happier place, so that things can finally pop for you. Now, let's pull. The angels have been having me pull a Lenormand card for each of you guys to kind of give you some time frame. Now, do keep in mind, it's for a large number of people. If you happen to be a person that listens to this reading 6 months from now, well, then whatever this timing is, that's going to be applicable for you whenever you hear this reading. But also remember, it is for a large number of people. So depending upon what timing they give us, because the Lenormand cards are tied to timing. So if any of you are ever wanting to know, maybe you got some questions, you're like, okay, so when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? Now, do keep in mind, we got free will, things can shift and adjust, but the Lenormands will give you timing without you having to hear the angels talk to you. So let's see when this verdict, decision, determination, when justice is finally going to be delivered for you will be. And there it is. Mice. And this means right now, shortly, right now. So that watch is opening, and it's happening now. In the meantime, dance. Dance and be thankful the storm is over, because it is. Okay, well, I hope that helps all of you. Oh, and oh my gosh, I totally forgot to say at the beginning, but if one of you or a couple of you could timestamp this for me, you would be a godsend, and then I will put that up in the top for everyone to see in case their angels, their team gives them some information to go straight to whatever message is for them. So if you could be a dear and do that for me, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you all. I wish you all lots and lots of love and joy. And oh my gosh, the blessings that are rolling in for all these groups. Wowza. Wowza. Oh my gosh, we are going to be heading into the holidays with some awesome, Thanksgiving is going to be something to really be thankful for this year. Hallelujah. Okay, wish you all the best. I'll talk with you again soon.